A Hawkesbury native, Brianna Barnes, has been modeling since the age of 15, and we're really pleased to have her here this afternoon. Although she resides in LA and is still walking the runway out there, she flew back to Ottawa this week to accept an award for modeling. Ms. Barnes has won Favorite Model of the Year in the Faces Magazine SIG Awards, and Brianna has always enjoyed fashion and traveling and has won several awards during her career. She recently acted in her first feature film, The Day, in Ottawa alongside fellow Canadian X-Men's Sean Ashmore. She hopes to go stateside with her acting. Thank you, Brianna, for being with us here today, and welcome to Yes Women Can.
Thank you very much. Okay, whoa, tough act to follow. I don't have any bling. I don't have, well, okay, that's a little bit of a lie. I'm in sequins. But I don't know how I'm going to follow the belly dancers. But I know you guys were all expecting a fashion show, right? Because that's what's in the program. So I'm going to try to make up for it, okay? Okay.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave.
So, keep modeling, serious face. Look really serious, tell the clothes. Problem is, I'm the only model on here. And I only have one outfit, so it's going to get old pretty fast. And have some feedback. I'm sorry, there's no male models to gawk at. So, thank you. I walked and I talked. How exciting, right? There's not too much more modeling for that part of the gig, but what I'm here to talk about today is what our idea of beauty is and how that affects us in our lives. I've been modeling for over a decade now. Please don't tell that to my bookers. And I have modeled all over the globe in pretty much any kind of country that has a fashion market. I've been there. And whenever I go to that market, I'm made into that country's idea of beauty. So in Japan, it's a little more classically feminine. It's a little more soft, it's a little more demure. And if we were at a casting in Japan right now, we would all be asked to do catalog poses. And what I love about Japan is they don't really do so well with the letter M. So they would say, "Brianna-san, can you please do some catalog pose?" So I would end up doing a catalog pose, and they look like this. And the faster you do them, the better model you are. It looks kind of like a dance. You feel kind of silly doing them, but you just keep going. And their favorite catalog pose, or catalog pose, is this one. I'm not kidding. I've booked at least 5 jobs like this. But whereas if we were modeling all together in Italy, it's a little more sensual. It's a little more, you know, va-va-voom. And, but the funny thing was, when I was in Italy, I was 15 years old and I had braces on. So if you can imagine Brianna at 15 with braces trying to be a section and trying to book her very first job for Armani. Hi Armani, my name's Brianna and I'd like to model in your show. But what was really funny for me that happened in Italy, we were at the show, I had my hair and my makeup done and I was looking good and I was just trying to pose, trying to look sexy kitten, you know. Please like me, please book me, put me in your show. And then suddenly, everyone started looking over at the front of the lobby. Why? Because guess who walked in? George Clooney. Yeah. And guess who was looking at Sex Kitten? George freaking Clooney. How do you be pretty? How do you look good enough for George Clooney to keep? So I just kept posing, kept trying to look sexy. Please look at me, George. Hi. And he kept walking over, and then I made the mistake that ended up not being able to make me seal the deal with George. We'll just call him by his first name as if he's my BFF, George. I smiled. Showed him my orthodontic hardware, and then he realized I was only 15 years old. Ciao, George. Yeah. But fast forward to the present. We're in here. We're having a great time at YesWomenCan. I'm very excited to be here. But more about the idea of beauty, right? Obviously, the dream has come true. I have become my parents. Just so you know. My mom and dad are here. You can give them a nice clap. Thank you. Thank you. And obviously she has rubbed off on me. For those of you who don't know my mother, Lana Barnes, she is an amazingly awesome but flamboyant and rambunctious, loud, outspoken, lovely woman.
Thank you for that.
And helped me inherit my taste for fashion, i.e. why I'm wearing, yes, a sequins vest right now. The reason why I bring it up is that when we were growing up, she would always wear loud, beautiful colors and t-shirts that really sung. No, I mean that literally, like they actually sung. Like you could press a button and they would sing a song. And the reason why, again, I bring that up is that she knew what her idea of beauty was. She knew what attracted her to clothes, what she thought was great, and she, no matter how much we teased her about what she wore, she would say, you know what, I'm going to wear it because it makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel special. And she stood firmly in her, yes, fuchsia metallic dolphin shoes, which, by the way, Gwen Stefani designed last year and is making a ton of money on. So who was ahead of her time? Lana Barnes in the style department. But where did her love of bright colors and this fashion come from? Where does all of our idea of beauty come from? A suggested topic for me to talk about today was what kind of challenges do I face as a model? And I thought that was a great suggestion, but at the same time I was kind of confused by it because I don't feel that I face challenges any different from yours. I feel that I face the same challenges that you face as all the other women in this room today, and men. But the question is, I think, is where does that stem from? Where do those challenges come from? And I think a lot of them come from where our idea of beauty comes from. Is beauty something that I am alone, that I am not when I'm alone? Is it something out there, outside of me? Is it something only attainable by surgery, makeup, clothes, airbrushing? Is it something that I only feel when someone else tells me that I am? Why do we need these things to feel beautiful? Is that something that truly makes me feel beautiful? And I think that we obviously intellectually grasp the concept that the answer is no. But then why do our actions look so different from that statement every day? I think it's because a lot of the time we're seeking those solutions outside of ourselves, and therefore putting our power outside of ourselves. And in turn, sometimes putting our beliefs, opinions, ideas, and responsibility on the outside. For example, I feel this way because of someone. I feel this way because of something else. But guess what? We have a choice. We have a choice on what we feel. I have a choice on my thoughts and my ideas. With every thought, we make a vote on what we feel. So, let's do a little experiment. I have 3 randomly selected fashion magazines here, and I would love it if I could have some help. Could you pick out, just find one picture in there of a woman that you think is just gorgeous, just divine. How about, can you just now I need to find, if I can, in a women's expo, I would love to find 3 male volunteers. You're just standing there looking all handsome and dapper. Can you come up just a minute, just a minute. Just 2, just are totally avoiding eye contact. Let's give them a hand. They're coming up. Woo! Oh, I'm not going to make you do anything too crazy. Oh, he's shy. Okay, so you can just have a seat. We need to find one more male volunteer. Oh, Nick, can you help me? No, look, I said okay. Wonderful. So, please find it quick. So, running out of time, just find them. Okay, so come up with that. Please.
Good.
Okay. She looks nice and natural. Okay. Nice and natural. Could you come up and help me? Is that okay? Come on. Okay. So pick which one you think is cutest and help him look like that. Help him look like that. Tell him to pose like that.
Oh my God.
So you look nice and natural. So you got to try to look like that. So if you could help him look like and pose. You can move his arms. Pose like the girls in the magazine. But she's smiling. Come on. She looks suggestive and happy. She looks kind of upset, but also maybe she's on something. I don't know. Come on. She looks little, yeah, okay. Like she's on nitrous oxide at the dentist. Okay. And so you have to put your arm up like this. Right? So everybody, according to the experts in this little experiment, this is what beauty looks like. Everybody give them a round of applause. Thank you. This is our background. Thank you.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you so much. So it becomes a little bit clearer when they do it, doesn't it? How far-fetched and far from reality our idea of beauty is. So you can see also how we're holding ourselves up to this idea of beauty each day. So why do we do it? I think it's because when someone is publicized in the media and has a vast audience and lots of attention, we assume, well, okay, that person must be important. That person must matter. And then we think, well, I want to be important, and I want to matter. And I think that's why we hold ourselves up to this idea every single day. So how does that idea affect us now? What I would really like us to think about today is how you think about your own beauty and your own importance. And I would gently ask you to commit to taking responsibility for what your idea of beauty is. Your beauty. Some of you might be thinking, okay, great, Brianna, well that sounds nice. You're a little model, you come up here with your fancy schmancy vest on that your mother inspired you with. And how do we go about doing that? How do we do this? Well, it starts with believing in my truth, which I'm going to share with you. My truth is that I know that every single one of you has the power to heal the world. And that is by healing yourselves. And how do we do that? Because we can change our inner dialogue. We change our inner dialogue by holding yourself accountable for that relentless comparison demon that we all have hopping around in our minds. Whether it be comparing yourself to an image in a magazine, or, which is most likely Photoshopped, by the way, or holding yourself up to something you did yesterday, last year, or the accomplishments of your best friend or colleague or coworker. We have a choice on whether or not to be affected by these fear-based thoughts. These thoughts of lack, that I'm not enough. These thoughts of self-depreciation. For example, I can't believe I will never look as good as so-and-so. Or, I hate my such and such. I do that all the time. I make a joke about my body to just kind of brush it over, but you really know I'm talking about the truth, right? Oh, okay, Brianna was going to fit into that. A on a good day. Okay, sure. But they were listening, obviously. So you got to watch out, because when you talk to yourself that way, you are listening. and it will compute into your behavior, beliefs, and how you're feeling. So these train wreck of our thoughts is generally connected to the ever unbelievably seductive role of victimization. Oh, it's their fault. Oh, I feel this way about myself because they made me feel this way. Men make me feel this way. Someone else did this to me. But here's another honest zapper, is no one can make you feel anything. So this time, it does have to do with you. Because there comes a point in our lives where we have a choice to do something about how you're feeling. Mary Williamson teaches A Course in Miracles, and she always asks, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because there's a difference between, processing your feelings or indulging your feelings, honoring versus feeling. It's a gut check. It's that little tickle that you know. You're like, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Do you need self-confidence? Of course you do. Where does self-confidence come from? It's based on reality of the way things really actually are, not on these fear-based thoughts that we all have going in this, what I call monkey brain hamster wheel. So recharge yourself, show up for yourself. And you're doing this by empowering yourself. When you're thirsty, go get a drink of water. Don't wait till you finish 10 more emails. When you're hungry, nourish yourself with something good. Not wait until you're ravening apart. I can't speak English right now. Don't wait until you're just starving. You eat crap, right? If you feel numb, take 10 minutes to let yourself feel. It's okay. Give yourself permission to feel. And by doing this, you will empower yourself and you will recharge. So we can together take responsibility for our idea of beauty, and we can genuinely and humbly know that we are all the idea of beauty, and that we matter, and that we are somebody. Because I promise you, your idea of beauty can be you. Thank you very, very much for coming here today. I really appreciate your time and effort. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Good Review, Mary Williamson. Thank you.